Hello and a very warm welcome to this Expedition 2 Academy training session. In this tutorial we'll be covering managing expeditions, so let's dive in. So here we are, we've logged into Expedition 2 using a premium account, and what we're going to do is have a little look at managing expeditions. Now, expeditions within Expedition 2 are similar to folders on your average computer system. It's a way of grouping files together. So we'll click on the Manage Expeditions button, and here we can see in my account here, I've got one folder called My Stuff. That's the default folder that you get with your Expedition 2 account. And I've got some content here, some routes that I've created and a couple of points of interest. So I want to group this content into something a bit more sensible, because I've got a couple of routes here that are to do with Snowdon, and the rest that are, these ones that are to do with Porthmadog, and then this one which is in Scotland. So obviously three separate groups really, but they're all bundled together, and I don't much like that. So what I do is I create myself a new expedition like this, and I'm going to say this one is going to be called Loch Golly Head. Well, I click on OK, and there we go. We can now see that within My Stuff I've now got a folder called Loch Golly Head. But I can't see any of the content anymore because, of course, none of it is in this expedition yet. But if I take Loch Golly Head and I can drag it across, drop it into there. Now if I select Loch Golly Head, that route's been moved into this expedition. And I can put as much stuff in here as I want. So I may have lots of points of interest and some shapes and a couple of routes for perhaps a 2-day expedition I'm going to do. They can all be grouped together within here. So if I come back to My Stuff, I'm going to create the Summit expedition next. So Snowdon, there we go. Now I've got Snowdon Summit here. Once again, I'm going to drag from My Stuff, and I'll drag each item into the expedition, and then when I click on here I can now see both those items are within that folder. And now finally I'm going to create one last expedition, and it's going to be called Borthguest. And I'm going to drag my points of interest and my route into there. And once again, I can now see all those items in there. So I can click on each one of these, selecting them, and all the content is now nicely organized into easily navigable groups. We hope you enjoyed this training session and found it useful. You can find further titles in the series on the Academy at xpedition2.com, or by following the Academy link on the Expedition 2 homepage. And we look forward to seeing you in the next session.